There will always be something or someone trying to get under your skin. Critics, doubters, jealous minds, setbacks. Life is not always fair, but that doesn't mean you have to lose yourself every time something goes wrong. Train yourself to be unbothered. That doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop reacting to nonsense. You see, most people are emotional puppets. One bad comment ruins their day. One failure defines their identity. One betrayal makes them bitter forever. But power, real power, is when you are no longer a prisoner of your emotions. When someone talks behind your back, let them. That's where they belong, behind you. When life throws stones at you, don't throw them back. Build with them. When people expect you to break down, stay standing. That silence, that poise, it breaks them more than shouting ever could. Let people misunderstand you. Let them underestimate you. That's not your battle. Your focus is growth, not gossip. The strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It's the one who doesn't flinch when chaos comes knocking. The one who stays composed, who smiles when insulted, who walks away when provoked. That's strength. Discipline your mind. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to react to every trigger. Every time you choose peace over drama, you win. Train yourself to be unbothered, not because you don't feel, but because you choose not to let weakness control you. And in that choice, you rise above. Inner peace over outer noise. A true peace isn't found in silence, luxury, or perfection. It isn't about escaping the world, hiding from responsibilities, or waiting for life to become easy. Real peace lives inside you. It's the kind of strength that allows you to stand still, centered, and unshaken. Even while the world around you is spinning in chaos, you can sit in the quietest room with everything seemingly perfect and still feel restless. That's because peace isn't about what's around you, it's about what's within you. It's a discipline of the mind and heart. It's the ability to remain grounded when people criticize you, when plans fall apart, when anxiety knocks on your door. You can't always stop the noise outside, the opinions, the drama, the pressure to prove yourself. But you can choose not to let that noise invade your inner space. Peace means learning to respond, not react. It's knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. It's refusing to let someone else's chaos become your emotional climate. It's a quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout or prove. It's the maturity to stay composed in heated moments and the wisdom to walk away from what doesn't deserve your energy. Inner peace isn't passive, it's powerful. It doesn't mean you're not fighting battles. It means you're fighting them with clarity, not confusion. Life will always have storms, but peace is the anchor that keeps you steady. It's waking up each day with intention, trusting that no matter what the world throws at you, you don't have to lose yourself in the noise. True peace is not the absence of storms. It's the presence of calm within the storm. Emotional discipline is power. True power isn't loud. It doesn't shout to be heard. It doesn't demand the last word. It doesn't need to prove its presence. True power is calm. It's deliberate. It's quiet confidence rooted in self-mastery. Anyone can react when emotions surge. Anyone can raise their voice, slam a door, send that angry message, or speak without thinking. That's easy. That's automatic. That's emotional reflex, not strength. But emotional discipline, that's different. That's rare. It's the art of feeling fully without falling apart. It's the strength to sit with discomfort without letting it define you. It's the quiet ability to own your response, no matter how loud the world becomes. Emotional discipline doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you suppress your truth. It means you express it intentionally. You don't bury your emotions. You understand them. You observe them without being owned by them. You allow them to visit, but you don't hand them the keys. It's recognizing the moment your anger flares and choosing not to feed it. It's hearing the insult and refusing to become it. It's knowing you could react and consciously choosing not to. This power doesn't come overnight. It's cultivated, it's shaped by pain, by trial, by reflection. It's built in the quiet moments after failure, in the deep breath before a response, in the decision to walk away, not because you lost, but because you chose not to lose yourself. To master your emotions is to free yourself from the control of others. Because when you don't react, you become unpredictable, untouchable, unshaken, the one who triggers others but remains untriggered. Emotional discipline is knowing that your energy is sacred. Not everyone gets access to it. Not every situation deserves it. When you no longer rush to defend your ego, to be right, or to win an argument, you reclaim your time, your space, and your peace. It's a form of self-respect. To not let others decide who you become, it's a form of self-love. To protect your peace like it's priceless. It's a form of wisdom. To realize that not everything requires your fire. There is strength in silence. There is clarity in stillness. There is wisdom in restraint. Because it's in those spaces, the ones you create by not reacting, that you grow, that you evolve, that you heal. Let the world burn itself out trying to be heard. Let others get lost in their emotional storms. You stay calm, stay centered, stay conscious, not because it's easy, but because it's powerful. Because that is where your true strength lies. In the space between feeling and action, between noise and wisdom, between impulse and intention. Emotional discipline is not a lack of feeling. It is the mastery of feeling. It's the highest form of intelligence, the deepest form of maturity, the strongest kind of power. Let the world be noisy. Let the world be reactive. You remain grounded, you remain still, you remain powerful. Let them talk. Keep moving. People will talk always about you, around you, behind you. It doesn't matter how pure your intentions are, how hard you work, how quietly you move. Someone will still find something to say. They'll talk because it's easier to comment on your life than to reflect on their own. They'll project their insecurities, their fears, their failures onto you. Because what you're doing, what you're becoming, quietly reminds them of what they've yet to confront in themselves. Some will talk because they're confused. They don't understand your choices, and instead of seeking to understand, they judge. Some will talk because they're envious. They see your growth and feel their stagnation. Some will talk just because talking makes them feel important. Let them. Let them misunderstand you. Let them mislabel you. Let them sit around and write chapters of your life they weren't invited into. You don't owe the world an explanation for your healing. You don't owe an apology for choosing peace. You don't need to defend your boundaries, your silence, or your transformation. Because the truth is, what people say about you reveals more about them than it ever will about you. They don't know the nights you cried yourself to sleep. They don't know the strength it took to keep going when everything inside you wanted to give up. They don't see the quiet wars you fight, the ones between who you were and who you're becoming. They don't see the private victories, the invisible scars, the grace it takes just to show up. So when they talk, let them. Let them watch you grow in ways they said you never could. Let them witness the elevation they tried to block. Let their noise echo in the distance while your silence builds empires. Because you weren't made to explain yourself to small minds. You weren't made to dim your light just because it's too bright for someone else's comfort. You weren't made to live in the shadow of someone else's opinion. You were made to rise quietly, boldly, unapologetically. Let them talk, but don't stop moving. Don't pause your purpose to prove your worth. Don't look back to address what isn't aligned with your future. Don't shrink for people who only clap when you stay small. Every time you choose progress over pettiness, growth over gossip, purpose over proving, you win. Let your success be the only reply. Let your peace be the loudest sound. Let your consistency drown out their commentary. Because while they sit around spinning stories, you'll be too busy writing your legacy. And one day, they'll look back and realize the person they gossiped about was the one who never stopped walking towards something greater. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. Just don't let them slow you down. You have a path. You have a mission. You have a light. Protect it. Trust it. and keep moving forward. Use pain as fuel, not change. Pain can break you or can build you. It can leave you stuck, bitter, and defeated, or it can awaken something in you that comfort never could. The choice is yours, always. Life doesn't promise ease. It doesn't promise fairness. You will be hurt. You will be betrayed. You will fail, lose, grieve, and stumble. But none of those things define your worth. What defines you is what you do with the pain. You can wear your wounds like shackles. Let them bind your confidence, limit your hope, and drag down your future. Or you can wear them like armor, a silent testimony that you made it through what tried to destroy you. Don't let rejection become a reason to doubt your value. Don't let betrayal harden your heart or teach you to hate. Don't let failure convince you that you were never enough. Let it all sharpen you. Let it train you, refine you, and strip away what doesn't serve your higher self. Let pain teach you what comfort never could grit: patience, humility, and hunger. Because the fire you walk through has the power to forge you, not into someone smaller, but into someone stronger. Someone who understands resilience, not in theory, but in the very bones of their being. Someone who doesn't just talk about strength, but embodies it quietly, completely. Use the heartbreak, use the disappointment, use the loneliness, not to build walls, but to build depth, not to close yourself off, but to rise above it, wiser than before. Let your scars be sacred, not signs of weakness, but symbols of survival. Pain has power. If you let it serve you, not own you. Let it light a fire, not a cage. Let it push you forward, not hold you back. Because every great story is born from struggle. Every transformation has its roots in hardship. You don't grow wings in peace. You grow them in the pressure and the loss and the fall. You rise because you've been buried. You become because you've been broken. The next time you feel the sting of pain, remember this is not the end. This is fuel. Fuel to rebuild. Fuel to rise. Fuel to become. Let the pain burn, but don't let it burn you down. Let it burn away what no longer belongs. Let it burn a new path. Let it burn through you and into you, transforming who you were into who you're meant to be. You didn't quit. You didn't give up. You carried the pain and still moved forward. That's not weakness. That's power. That's growth. So don't wear your pain like chains. Use it as fuel and keep going. Walk away with dignity. Not everything deserves your time. Not every insult deserves your breath. Not every battle is yours to fight. There's strength in restraint. There's power in silence. And sometimes the boldest move you can make is to walk away. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've grown. It means you've learned to value your peace more than someone else's chaos. It means you've realized that not every situation deserves access to your spirit, your emotions, your energy, because your energy is sacred. It's not for sale. It's not for proving. It's not for arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to clap back, prove your point, or match their petness. That's not power. That's distraction. True power is knowing you could respond, but choosing not to. Not because you're afraid, but because you no longer need to be right to feel at peace. You've outgrown the need to be heard in every room, to win every argument, to fight every critic. Now, you protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Some people want your reaction more than your resolution. Some situations are designed to pull you out of character, and some battles only drain you, not grow you. Let them talk. Let them twist the story. Let them believe what they want. You don't rise by dragging others into your truth. You rise by walking in it silently and steadily, and the loudest thing about you becomes your dignity, not your defense, not your rage, not your revenge. Your dignity, it's in the calm of your silence, the stillness of your exit, the grace in your decision to let it go, not because you lost, but because you refuse to lose yourself. So walk away from the argument that will lead nowhere, from the person who feeds on conflict, from the moment that tempts your peace. You don't owe everyone access to your grace. You don't need to prove your worth in noise. Sometimes The most powerful statement is nothing at all, because silence isn't surrender, it's self-mastery. And walking away with dignity, that's not weakness. That's evolution. Focus on growth, not reactions. Your life is not a stage. You weren't born to perform for the approval of others, to constantly defend your choices, or to react to every opinion that drifts your way. You were born to build, to evolve, to rise. Every time you stop to respond to drama, to defend your path, or to prove yourself to someone who's not even walking in your direction, you delay your own progress. You don't need to react to everything. Not every comment needs a clapback. Not every misunderstanding needs a monologue. Some things are better left unanswered because your attention is a form of currency, and your growth is worth far more. Don't waste your energy performing for an audience that doesn't even want to see you win. Put that energy into yourself, into your mindset, your discipline, your dreams, because that's where real success lives. Not in reactions, but in results. Reactions are emotional, growth is intentional. And your future will never be built on reactivity, only on focus. Let others waste their time scrolling, judging, gossiping, chasing distractions. You stay locked in, sharpen your skills, expand your mind, strengthen your spirit. Stay too busy getting better to be pulled into petty, because the most powerful response isn't words, it's progress. It's peace. It's showing up every day and refusing to shrink. You don't owe anyone your outrage. You owe yourself your evolution. So shift your energy from proving to progressing, from reacting to rising, from defending your worth to becoming undeniable. Let your success do the talking. Let your focus be louder than your critics. Let your growth speak volumes. Without saying a word, your journey isn't about noise. It's about purpose. So protect your focus like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Keep building, keep growing, keep becoming. The distractions can wait, your future can't. Embrace stillness as strength. Stillness isn't emptiness, it's clarity. It's the quiet sharpening of vision, the subtle alignment of mind and soul. It's not the absence of motion, but the presence of deep, deliberate focus. In a world that never stops moving, a world spinning on speed, noise, and distraction, stillness becomes an act of rebellion, a radical return to oneself. While the external world pulls you in 1,000 directions, notifications pinging, demands piling, voices shouting, stillness invites you inward. It offers a rare kind of refuge, not from life, but into it. Into the space where chaos cannot reach, where noise cannot distort, and where truth, raw, unfiltered, and luminous, begins to surface. In this age of hyperstimulation, stillness can feel like a void. But don't be fooled. It is not emptiness, but expansion. It is not stagnation, but preparation. In stillness, you connect with the deepest part of yourself, the part untouched by pressure, comparison, or fear. The part that simply knows. Stillness is the ground where awareness blooms. It is where you begin to see, not just with your eyes, but with your understanding. You begin to notice what others miss, the nuances of behavior, the undercurrents of emotion, the hidden patterns beneath the surface. In stillness, you no longer chase clarity, it finds you. Picture the eye of a storm, still, unmoved, calm, even as winds rage and waves crash. That is the nature of true inner stillness. You are no longer pulled by every storm that passes. You realize you are not the storm. You are the center. You are the one who watches without being swept away. Stillness is not a lack of engagement. It's a refined form of it. It teaches you to respond, not react. To pause, not out of hesitation, but out of strength. The pause becomes your power. It creates a gap wide enough for wisdom to enter, for insight to form, for empathy to emerge. That space, that breath before action is sacred. And in that sacred space, transformation happens. A calm mind is not born calm. It is forged in struggle, refined in solitude, and strengthened by surrender. It has known anxiety, felt the crush of pressure, tasted the bitterness of overwhelm, and yet it chose peace. It chose to breathe. It chose to stand still when everything screamed, run. That is not weakness. That is warriorhood in its quietest, most unshakable form. Battles, real ones, are not always fought on loud stages with clenched fists. Many are fought in silence, within hearts, within decisions, within the choice to be kind when cruelty feels justified, within the choice to stay still when your ego wants to lash out. And often, it's those who carry calm like a shield who end up walking away with the deepest victories. Stillness doesn't make you passive. It makes you precise. It doesn't disconnect you from life. It roots you in it. While others are swept away by momentum, stillness lets you chart your own course. It frees you from the need to constantly do and allows you to simply be. And from that being, a wiser doing flows. So don't rush to fill the silence. Don't race to keep up. Dare to slow down. Dare to be still. Because when you master stillness, you master yourself. And the one who masters themselves is never truly shaken. Let the world spin if it must. Let the noise rise. Let the storms howl. You grounded in stillness will see through the fog. You will think clearly. You will act wisely. You will endure with quiet fire and rise, not in noise, but in unshakable presence. Stillness is not the absence of power. It is the power. And in a world that runs on noise, the one who walks in calm walks in strength. Unbothered is not apathetic. It's empowered. Being unbothered doesn't mean you've stopped caring. It means you've started caring selectively. You've learned that not every situation deserves your reaction, and not every voice deserves your attention. It means you've begun to understand that your peace is a priority, not a luxury, not a trend, but a personal act of survival and self-respect. To be unbothered is not to be cold-hearted. It is to be warm-hearted toward yourself. It's the quiet refusal to let chaos have control over your internal state. It's the soft power of staying rooted when the winds of drama, judgment, and noise try to pull you off course. You don't ignore everything. You just no longer respond to what is beneath you. The petty, the performative, the projections of others. You've outgrown the need to prove who you are. You've realized that truth doesn't need an audience, and peace doesn't require permission. You don't need to explain your silence. You don't need to correct every false narrative. You don't need to convince people who have already made up their minds. That's the freedom you earn when you start choosing your own validation over borrowed approval. You rise above not because you're better, but because you're no longer willing to be pulled down. Being unbothered doesn't mean detachment from life. It means attachment to your higher self. It's the art of not allowing temporary emotions to rewrite the script of your day. It's knowing how to feel without falling apart, how to witness without absorbing, how to remain present without being consumed. You've grown tired of emotional turbulence. You've tasted what it feels like to live in constant reaction, and now you choose intentionality. You choose silence not out of defeat, but out of discernment. You choose calm, not because you lack passion, but because you have direction. This calmness, this unshaken stillness, is not indifference. It's strength under control. It's passion with purpose. It's confidence with composure. The fire in you didn't go out. It just stopped burning everything it touched. It became focused, refined, directed. The old you may have shouted back, chased closure, demanded to be understood. The evolved you simply lets go. You understand now that peace is louder than any comeback, and presence speaks more powerfully than noise. You no longer try to be right in every room. You're more interested in being aligned in your own life. Being unbothered is emotional intelligence. It is self-respect. It is choosing your mental health over emotional drama. It is realizing that people's opinions are not reflections of your truth. It is recognizing that some reactions are traps, some conversations are circular, and some battles are best left unfought. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Unbothered is not an absence of feeling. It is the mastery of it. It is watching the storm rage outside, yet remaining anchored within. It is hearing the noise, but not letting it penetrate your center. It is choosing what deserves your voice, your time, your effort, and walking away from what doesn't without guilt. You are no longer moved by provocation. You are no longer stirred by every whisper. Your worth isn't measured by how loudly you defend yourself, but by how gracefully you carry yourself. This is not apathy. This is evolution. This is emotional maturity turned into daily practice. This is you rooted, whole aware, and free. Because being unbothered doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you've chosen not to be ruled by every feeling. And in that choice, you reclaim your peace, your time, your soul. You become unshakable. You become powerful. You become unbothered and empowered. The world will not stop testing you. It will test your patience with people who misunderstand you. It will test your strength with pressure that feels unbearable. It will test your heart through pain that arrives uninvited, unannounced, and unrelenting. But you were not created to crumble. You are not here to break. You are here to become, to rise through it, to refine through it, to take every moment of resistance and shape it into resilience, to use adversity not as an excuse to shrink, but as a reason to expand. You are here to master your emotions, not suppress them, to feel deeply, but not be led blindly. You are here to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is, to guard your peace without apology, to walk in your purpose even when the road is lonely, uncertain, or steep. You are not here to be reactive. You are here to be ready. So train your mind like a warrior trains for battle, with discipline, devotion, and deep inner work. Fortify your spirit until it becomes your shelter. Learn to sit in silence until your thoughts settle. Learn to breathe through the moments that want to consume you. Stay rooted in peace, even when everything around you shakes. Let your calm be louder than the chaos. Let your clarity be stronger than the noise. Let your stillness speak when words would only add to the storm. Because the most powerful version of you is not the loudest, is not the fastest, is not the one who always wins the argument or dominates the room. No, the most powerful version of you is the one who doesn't flinch, the one who feels the storm but doesn't get swept away, the one who is underestimated because they are quiet, but unstoppable because they are focused, the one who chooses inner mastery over outer approval, depth over drama, and peace over pride. So train yourself to be unbothered, not detached, but disciplined, not indifferent, but intentional. Because when you no longer give every battle your attention, when you no longer give every emotion your reaction, when you no longer give every opinion your validation, you become untouchable, unshaken by noise, unmoved by nonsense, unbound by the chaos of the world around you. This is not just strength, it is sovereignty. Train yourself to rise above and watch who you become.